I was raised in a small town called Adelanto, California. Then now I'm here in San Diego. Very peaceful. Definitely a lot of childhood stuff. We played a lot in the desert. The sand was somewhere you had to be. For the most part, it was just slow, and you really got into yourself a lot. A lot of people, I feel like, from the desert are kind of more spiritual. They let things be, let things flow, and so that's how my life was, you know? Oh my God, I'm really like go with the flow type of person. Exactly, just more so. I like to take my time with things. I don't like feeling rushed. I don't like to be too demanded with. I like to have my own vibe with everything, and how that impacted me a lot more. Definitely, being in the desert is being open to a lot, because you're meeting different types of people in the desert. Plus, you don't have a lot to do, so you have to get to know the people that are there.
Do you feel like being out in the desert creating music? Do you feel like it kind of draws the emotion away and you focus more on the self? I don't know, does this make sense?
It does. So being out in the desert was more so, it wasn't for me. I wasn't introspective with my music. I was more worried about how can I get everybody to feel my music on the same page and make it like, hey, let's vibe. You know what I mean? More so like that. And coming out here into the ocean, it was more so, I felt more passionate. I wanted to speak more about spirituality, more so about things that really like cater to me in my situation. I was more vulnerable, and that's what the water did for me. Being out in the desert, I was more removed from self. I was more into, because I'm not going to say self, because my music is still, I'm very conscious of other people and how they are going to listen to it.
Definitely.
I graduated a psychology degree, so that helps me get into the mind a little bit more. And I'm like, okay, how can I write my story in a way that's going to hit everybody else?
So would you say that is like that has led to you, like, you know, as far as you being an activist, how you said that is like intertwine you into like taking your music into the, you know, activist realm?
In all honesty, I never meant to be an activist. I like organizing things. I've been organized a little bit more, but I never meant to be so active in anything. It just happened because I guess being out here kind of like opened my eyes. Definitely people who are getting sentenced at a higher rate just because of their skin tone or their race. Because it does happen. There is a disproportionate way of sentencing people here. It's very disproportionate. And I can even say that I have a story myself about that happening, you know? Comparing myself with, you know, other people and just seeing their experiences with the same things that I've been through. I'm like, whoa, it really is a thing. And there really is this bias that comes with being black or brown, or it doesn't matter. There is a bias in the justice system. Like, oh, they're all the same. They're going to do shit anyway, suck them all up. And it's all monetary, and there's a lot of financial gain with it now, especially with things being privatized. And so my activism is spanning. I want things, I don't know, I think in a global perspective. Black lives matter around the world. We can't forget a Pan-Africanist point of view. We can't forget about our indigenous brothers and sisters. We can't forget about our Asian brothers and sisters. We can't forget it. We have to think about it in a global perspective, because people in Hong Kong are protesting. Like, we need to start thinking in a more unified perspective. Like, it's obviously a distraction that things are starting to become split, but you know what kind of like made me realize like shit needed to be unified? When seeing all them white folks, look at it, look, the motherfucking protests look like Coachella, dog. I swear motherfuckers wearing hats like it was Coachella, the bracelets and shit. I was like, and I was already an activist in a sense of like wanting to do charitable things, like giving my time, even though I wasn't getting paid for it, helping somebody get their surgeries. I would perform at these little charitable events out for the queer community out in Hillcrest, and I remember being a part of that. And I remember somebody using the word activist to kind of like describe me, and I'm like, I guess I am. I didn't think about it. I guess I'm active and shit in the community, because I never thought of it as being something that was like a separate thing. I always grew up thinking that's what you're supposed to do. My mom raised me a certain way. She's like, always be helpful, always give back. It doesn't matter if you have or not, give back in any way that you can.